Hillary supporter. I didn't like Hillary. I didn't want to vote for Hillary. But when my candidate didn't win the primaries, I sucked it up and I crossed the country telling people, especially I went to 7 swing states and I said, I don't care what you think, you gotta vote for Hillary, because you know why? Because this is a collective vote. We are voting to protect the most marginalized amongst us. I don't care what you think of her, she's a warmonger, a war hawk, all of that, true. But you know what? Our undocumented sisters and brothers are gonna have someone who's gonna fight for immigration reform. Our reproductive rights are not going to be taken away from us. At least on the domestic level, we would have had an opportunity to have some level of room of flexibility to then organize on issues that we care about abroad, around military and around foreign policy. So for me, protesting has to be the way, and it's not for everybody. Because if it was for everybody, I'd be expecting about 325 million people in Washington, D.C. But I'm not, because it's not for everybody. But it has to be for enough of us. And what I realized historically in this country is that freedom is not free. We are all in this room today because somebody, somewhere along the line, risked something so that I can sit in this room, that you can sit in this room. So at least in that spirit, I'm personally committed to being part of the opposition and the resistance to this administration. I personally am not going to be talked about while I'm, 70 years from now when I'm dead. People are gonna say, you know what? We did some horrible things, but you know what? There was Linda, there was Brad, there was Doug. There were people out there, right, who actually tried their best, and at least we need to make that effort. And the last thing I would say also about where we need to go from here. What I've seen, at least in the recent time, the most powerful organizing is when you allow the people that are the most directly impacted to be at the forefront. Follow Black women, follow LGBTQIA communities, follow the Muslims, follow those who are follow those young dreamers. I would follow them anywhere. They would just be like, meet me on this corner and I'm there. I wouldn't even ask them why that corner. Because I have found that the most powerful organizing comes from the people that their lives depend on it. Like, I don't got a choice to organize. My community's lives depend on it. So I'm asking those of you in this room who may not feel like your life depends on it, but you're pretty outraged about it, I'd love for you to say, you know what, I'm personally outraged, but I want to use my personal outrage to protect my neighbors. And I don't want you to be the silent majority, and I don't want this young Muslim kid to ask you generations from now and say, where were you when they rounded up the Muslims? Where were you when they deported all the undocumented people? Where were you when they shut down Planned Parenthood? Were you around, and what did you do? And I hope that you have a good answer for that.